Genshin Impact. Oh boy. I started playing Genshin Impact in the 1.2 update when Dragon Spine came. And if I'm gonna be honest, when I first started playing, I didn't really think much of Genshin Impact. I thought it was a good game, but I sure as hell didn't think I'd be playing it like nearly a year down the line. Originally, when I started playing, I didn't think the story or the gameplay were out of this world. I enjoyed them, but they weren't the best I'd played. Far from it, especially the story. The story of Genshin Impact, even within Azuma chapters, deeply flawed. But I'm gonna say this, the X factor for Genshin Impact when I first started playing was the art direction and the music and the exploration. This game's just beautiful. But even then, the combat wasn't that crazy, the story wasn't the best, and I wasn't exactly enthralled into the lore. So why did I keep playing Genshin Impact? Why am I still playing it 1 year down the line? Well, let's find out. Maybe it's the updates that kept me playing. We can divide the updates into two groups: filler updates and non-filler updates. Filler updates are usually updates that have limited time content, only limited time content really, and don't really have any permanent content that remains within the game after the update is over. Whereas non-filler updates are updates that just add a good chunk of permanent content that's gonna stay in the game and won't leave after the update is over. As if recording this video, we've had a total of 8 updates. I won't be including the 2.2 update since it's literally just started. Anyways, from 1.1 to 2.1, we've had 3 non-filler updates. And that's not exactly great, because 3 out of 8 updates being non-filler and 3 out of 8 updates being the only updates that have really left an impact on the game is pretty bad. So if we've had 3 non-filler updates, that means 5 of the updates we've had so far have been pretty much filler. That's not exactly great, because that means 5 out of the 8 updates that this game has received in its lifetime haven't left much of an impact on Genshin Impact. I'm hilarious. Anyways, filler updates aren't all that bad. I make it seem like that, but filler updates are pretty good in the short term of a game. And in the case of Genshin Impact, it makes sense why they have more filler updates. It is on mobile, so MiHoYo sort of has to look out for the space of the game, so they're constantly cycling content in and out of the game, making sure the game size doesn't get too big. It's already too big, so I don't know why MiHoYo is trying so hard. I really think MiHoYo needs to strike more of a balance between the contents of the updates, because so far there's been a pretty big imbalance between filler and non-filler updates. Anyways, enough about updates being filler or not. What about the content within all the updates? Okay, so when it comes to filler updates, like the Lantern Rite Festival, it's always casual focused. Every filler update we've had is pretty much a really laid back, chill event. Windbloom Festival was just a bunch of mini games. Lantern Rite was a bunch of fetch quests, and so on. Filler updates aren't Dark Souls or anything. They're supposed to be easy. Then we come to the non-filler updates. We've had Dragon Spine and the 2 Azuma updates for non-filler updates. And well, one thing common across all non-filler updates or major updates is the fact that they add a new area to the map. There is one filler update that added a new area to the map, Golden Apple Archipelago, but that's gone, so it doesn't really matter anymore. Anyways, when it comes to filler updates, they're always casual. Non-filler updates always add a new area to explore. At least that's how it's been so far. But there's one constant theme across every single update Genshin Impact has had. The fact that there's been a lack of focus on the endgame experience of Genshin Impact. First thing I should mention before I talk about my experience with the endgame is the fact that I'm a free-to-play player and I haven't 36 starred Spiral Abyss. This is gonna affect my outlook on the game, obviously, because, well, as a free-to-play, my experience with the endgame is far different than a Veil or a Dolphin. And as someone that hasn't gone all the stars in Spiral Abyss, my outlook on the game will also probably be different because, well, someone that's gone all 36 stars in Abyss has achieved everything in the game. I still have progression left to achieve. I haven't done everything in the endgame yet, so that will affect my opinion. So let's start with what I think are the positives to the endgame experience. The team building and the artifacts, grinding, and just building the various characters I find to be really fun. I don't know what it is, but min-maxing artifacts is extremely fun. I love farming up new artifacts. I love getting new artifacts and racing them. And team building is also really fun because when I get a new character, it's exciting to try a new team comp with them and see how they fit in and try using them in Spiral Abyss. So when it comes to the endgame experience, Genshin Impact has a strong base because the core of a good endgame experience for RPG is good team building, good endgame grind. But the problem is, MiHoYo sort of took out the grind. That ruins it because, well, the endgame is barren. That's the issue. The endgame is barely even there. Genshin Impact barely has an endgame. And that sucks because, first of all, Spiral Abyss. That's the only hard content in the game. The only content you could consider truly endgame content. It's actually pretty fun. I haven't gone all 36 stars, but I do have fun coming up with strategies and ideas on how I want to beat the Spiral Abyss. But the problem is, even for someone that can get all stars, it takes me 2 hours to beat it. And it resets every 3 weeks or something like that. Like 2 hours of content every 3 weeks. That's nothing. Like literally nothing. Spiral Abyss is a fraction of the content in this game. And this is worsened by the fact that resin is a thing. So the thing I love the most, farming artifacts, guess what? I can't do that half the time because, well, I don't have resin. It sucks. I literally cannot do certain things I want to. The endgame is barren. There's nothing to do. I want to build characters. I want to try new endgame comps. I want to put my teams to the test. But I can't. To be honest, I don't have much more else to say about the endgame. Even though this is an issue I feel strongly about, it's also the most simple issue. It's not anything complicated that's wrong with the endgame. It's just the simple fact that there isn't much of an endgame. With all that being said, I'm gonna give MiHoYo the benefit of the doubt for one reason. Up until recently, MiHoYo was hard at work on Inazuma. We can tell that the dev team poured their hearts into it. I can tell that this is Inazuma and Genshin Impact as a whole is been years in the making. So I'm hoping that now Inazuma's out, that MiHoYo's gonna give a little more focus to the endgame experience. They are going to be bringing in a new element, so maybe that'll be a good time to bring in some new endgame content. So I hope that now MiHoYo is planning on focusing on the endgame experience. One thing's for certain with the endgame of Genshin Impact. Players have been begging MiHoYo to add new endgame content, but for whatever reason, MiHoYo has ignored every complaint about the endgame experience of Genshin Impact. I don't think I can truly reflect on my experience with Genshin Impact without talking about the company behind the game, MiHoYo. And more specifically, how I feel like they've mismanaged Genshin Impact. If I'm gonna be honest, the only reason I decided to make this video is to find out once again why I'm still playing, because MiHoYo's mismanagement of Genshin Impact made me question why I'm playing this game in the first place. With the fact that majority of the updates are filler updates, and the fact that the endgame experience is barren, it shows that MiHoYo has pretty much a lack of understanding of what players want from the game, or what a large percentage wants from the game. And their anniversary rewards and how they handled the controversy has truly shown that I no longer trust the company. So, why am I still logging on every day? That's the question I want to answer. That's the question I've been trying to answer. And well, honestly, I think the reason why I'm still playing is the open world. The beautiful sceneries, climbing mountains, opening chests, hearing the relaxing music, listening to the stories of the various characters, doing the daily grind, using my resin. All of these things are amazing. No matter how barren and Genshin Impact might be, even if there's only 30 minutes of gameplay in a day, those 30 minutes of gameplay are the most relaxing 30 minutes of the day. Genshin Impact is like immersion in game form. The immersion, the relaxation this game gives me, I've never played a game that truly makes me forget about what's going on in the real world like I have Genshin Impact. When I'm playing Genshin Impact, I'm playing Genshin Impact. I'm not thinking about the exam I have to do, the project I have, all the stuff I have to do. Those 30 minutes are just me playing Genshin Impact. That's what I think has kept me playing. The fact that this game may have horrible updates. Not horrible, but may have very little impactful updates. May have no endgame. But it's goddamn relaxing. Okay? I want to play this game. 30 minutes a day is sad because I would wish to play for like an hour a day, but I'm glad I have those 30 minutes to play. So, MiHoYo, please don't mess things up. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I put a lot more time into this video compared to my usual videos, so I hope it turned out well. If you liked it, please consider subscribing and consider leaving a like. Bye guys.